totally circular? Joey Martin's saying that being an atheist is bad because it has consequences because it causes people to become atheists, which is bad.
Josh Harris said that he'd been living in unrepentant sin. I don't know what exactly he didn't say.
Is unrepentant sin necessarily bad? Maybe, but maybe only as a violation of arbitrary church doctrine. And while this may seem important to those within fundamentalist Christianity, maybe they would do well to introspect on why it's important to them. If they want to get a sense of how to talk to other people, they should think of what their idea of sin looks like from the outside. Means or even should mean anything to a non-Christian.
I thought I'd be able to ship your painting to you this weekend, but I might have to let it dry for another week or so because it still has a little bit of paint coming off, just a little, so it's kind of wet in some spots. Yeah. So maybe I'll try next weekend. Yo, what up, guys? I was looking at some people making comments on some of my Instagram stories. One of my cousins, she's my second cousin, I guess. She's my mom's first cousin. So that she would be my second cousin, I guess. And she's older. She's older than me, like my older cousin. And she hit me up yesterday and she was like, "Yo, what's your phone number again? I gotta send you this picture I got." Yeah, my cousin got this old ass picture of me, yo, when I was a teenager. I was like, I don't know, I had to be like 17, 18. I know I wasn't grown. I wasn't in my 20s yet. I know I had to be a teenager still, cause shit, I left home before I was 20. And my sister said that I showed her the picture, and I was trying to like narrow down a year, whatever year that was, and we couldn't get it down. It was in the late 90s. It had to be um, like 98. That shit had to be like 98 or 99. Yo, this weed is so hard to grind. Jesus Christ. All right. What up, though? Yeah. Country ass city, motherfucker. Oh, you laughing your ass off because you know I ain't lying. How you country in city? Huh? Country city ass nigga. He was like, yo, what up, fam? Let me get some chitlins. Oh, damn. Yeah, son. Me and my young Joan just went cow tipping. What? Y'all want to see some? I hate to use the word cute, but y'all want me to show y'all some cute shit? It might not be on here. Let's see. Me and my, you and your homie going where? Down yonder. What y'all fixing to do? Huh? What y'all fun to do? See, that's two ways you can say it. It's fun to or fixing to. Same thing. It means what are you going or what are you about to do? What you fixing to do? What you fun to do? We about to go down yonder. Wait, up the street. Up the street, cross the creek. I'll show y'all some cute shit I did today, yo. For the kids. You know what I'm saying? Cause I be doing shit for the kids, man. Hey kids, my name is Travis Prince. I am the program assistant at Outreach, and today I wanted to read you guys a story. The story we'll be reading today is Hair Love, written by Matthew A. Cherry and illustrated by Vashti. See this damn speaker, yo. So this is the kind of shit I do at work. Like I say, sometimes I can't even believe I get paid to do half the shit I do. It's like when every time you turn this computer on, this laptop on, if you don't disconnect the Bluetooth and reconnect it, it'll have like a fuzzy connection, and it'll cut words out and skip sometimes with the audio. It's the weirdest thing. All right, so now it's back connected. So let's see if we don't get any fucking skipping in the audio.
Hey kids, my name is Travis Prince. I am the program assistant at Outreach, and today I'm going to read you guys.
Whatever, nigga. Don't
The story we'll be reading today is.
don't play me like that.
Written by
Hi,
Matthew
my name is
A.
Travis
Cherry,
Prince.
and illustrated by Vashti Harrison. Enjoy.
Hair Love by Matthew A. Cherry, illustrations by Vashti Harrison. My name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind of its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. Daddy tells me it is beautiful. That makes me proud. I love that my hair lets me be me. In funky braids with beads, I'm a princess. And when my hair is in two puffs, I'm above the clouds like a superhero.
I got the music, everything.
My hair even does magic tricks. One day, Rocky and I were playing outside when along came the rain. From large to small it went. Presto, just like that. There is nothing my hair can't do. Today I woke up extra early, all by myself. I was too excited to sleep. It's a big day. Daddy was still sleeping. Shh, I said to Rocky as we tiptoed past him.
It is a good book.
Lately,
though.
Daddy has been worn out. He makes me breakfast, takes me to school, goes to work, picks me up, and yesterday we went for a bike ride around the park. I think he needs a break. Because today is special, I want a perfect hairstyle. This calls for a professional's touch. Pause off, Rocky. Daddy heard the crash. Zuri? What on earth? He asked. I was only trying to help, I said. Daddy smiled. Can I help too? It'll be a piece of cake, Zuri. The first style was a big no way. The second was no better. No, Daddy. Then Daddy tried slicking my hair back into two puffs. Ouch, Daddy yelled. Wait a minute, Daddy said as he reached into the drawer and pulled out a pick. Ta-da! Daddy, really? I said. I'll be right back, he promised. Now, how's that? He asked, pulling a hat down over my eyes. Daddy, come on. We could do better than that. I really need my hair to be special. Don't worry, he said. We'll figure this out. Then I had a great idea. Daddy gathered all the tools we needed, and we were set. Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted. He nailed it. Funky puff buns. Pretty, and so much fun. Rocky approved too. I put on my superhero cape as the final touch to a perfect look. Where's my Zuzu? Mommy called from the door. She could not get in the house fast enough. Mommy! You've got to be the prettiest Supergirl I have ever seen, she said. And your hair is beautiful, Zuri. Who did it? I looked at Daddy and beamed. Mommy smiled. Very nice. Thank you. We've learned from the best, Daddy said, as he gave her a big hug. My hair is Mommy, Daddy, and me. It's hair love.
Balling. But y'all see I had to drop my little art in there in the beginning. Put the real shit. The new Jim Crow. The ruling race.
Hey kids, my
They got that new Jim Crow at the very beginning. Then at the end we got motherfucking Freddie Douglass. Life of an American Slave. Y'all wanna read some books, kids? Kids gonna be like, Mommy, what's that book? Oh, Mommy, what's this book in the beginning, Mommy? What's this book? The new Jim Crow. Had to sneak it in there, you know, for the kids. Sneak it in there for the children. Cause you know the adults gonna pick up on that shit. They gonna see the art in the beginning like, oh, wait a minute. I see what you did there, black man. I see what you did there. A little bit at the beginning, a little bit at the end. Good little story in the middle. 4 times it took me to do that shit. One time the camera fell. One time I skipped a page. One time I just fumbled some words. I was like, damn, I can't read a kid's book, nigga. Shit, just say pick, nigga. Like it ain't no big words in there. Take 4. And shit, that was just recording that, editing it, adding some music and shit. Like it only took like a hour. Then I had uploaded to our our local public Google Drive and email it to the lady who's over our early years program. And then I did do some more on I did work on some mural concepts a little bit more. And then afterwards, like a friend let me borrow that book. Like I said, I work in an office building, but we got like classrooms for adults and classrooms for kids, and we got a lot of resources for kids too. And so when the program director came to me and said, "Hey, would you like to read a book for the kids?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, you know, just find a book somewhere, because there's tons of kids books all over the place. Like in the lobby, we got 2 different classrooms. Like one of them is called the library because there's so many books in there. Then the other classroom got books in it. Then there's like a little section of donated books in the back." For 2 days, I kind of looked through all the little sections of books. I could not find a book with a black kid in it, yo. Something is amiss, because it's Black History Month, and I am a black man, and you want me to read a story about Burr Rabbit or Toad and Frog or Charlotte's? No. We're gonna find some little black kids books to read. If it's the last thing I do. So I call up my homie, because I see she had like some stacks of books that she was donating, a bunch of black kid books. I was like, yo, I need a book to read to these kids, man. I can't find nothing with little beautiful black kids in it. You help me out? She's like, you need some books? Where you at? I'm at work. I'm gonna drop it off right now. Yo, my little squad I got now, well, we don't be playing when it comes to doing shit like this, yo. Putting that culture out there and letting people see us. Yo, she had the book up there. I texted her, and she brought the book up. And then that was yesterday. And then I recorded it and everything today. And the lady already watched it. She said she likes it, so I thought she was gonna say something about the art at the beginning. I know she see that shit. It might take it a minute to sink in. Like, because it's a picture of a girl holding a book. Most people like to look at faces and eyes, and the lighting on the hair. And okay, she's holding a book, but when they start like paying attention and like reading the title on that book, because it's very visible, it's clear, you can clearly read it. You're like, what is that? Gotcha, bitch. You want me to do what for you? Oh, you want me to record and you want me to edit? However I want to do it. Anywhere I want to do it, fine. Thank you for giving me artistic liberation and creative leeway, because I'm about to take advantage and exploit the hell out of this opportunity. Subtly. Very, very subtle. Very subtle. I had to do it. And then tomorrow, we're going to have our flag raising ceremony. Alright, just checking messages and stuff. Make sure I'm not missing anything before I get started. So grandma and grandbaby painting is no longer in the studio. I already took that downstairs because I could do it now, but I'm gonna drop that off first thing in the morning. Go ahead and get that shipped out in the morning. That piece is fully paid for and it's on its way out the door. I notified the client about the one with the green background and let them know that that's finished and complete. They finished paying me for it. I got the shipping payment included, but I tapped on it earlier and it's still a little wet. So I let them know that, I'll give it another week to dry, so maybe I'll be shipping that one out next weekend. I'm going to finish the underpainting on this commission, and then we'll be jumping back and doing going with the second layer to on this commission right here. So that's the plan. You know what I'm saying? Move around. We gotta move around a lot. Bro, that shit hot right there, boy. That shit look too good. give you a discount. You get it for the low price of $3,497. $497. Like, if you know what, better yet, if you buy it at full price, I'll pay for the shipping. Free shipping. Think about it. That's a hot piece, man. Whoever get their hands on that shit and put that in their collection, but they gonna be on something else. Yeah, that's a hot piece, man. All right. So, what's good? What's good? I'm trying to think. Is there something else I needed to do? No. How to message everybody? Oh yeah, that book that I read. That's the one thing my friend, like, after I was done with it, I was like, where you want me to leave the book at the front desk office at my job, or you want me to drop it off to you somewhere? She was like, nah. Take it to the library and donate it. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, just donate it to the library when you're done with it. I'm like, all right. And then she's like, but take pictures of it at the library so she can post it, because I don't know, some kind of program she's a part of where they're trying to donate a lot of books, and they just want to show that they're doing that. But that was cool. I needed a book, and she had a book for me, and then after that, got to donate the book to the library so other kids can read it. You know? I love it when a plan comes together. And the craziest thing about it, the library is literally on the exact same street that I live on. It's just like right down the street from my house. I was like, that's awesome. Was there let's see. Oh, and if oh, I don't think it's up yet. But yo, we got some new merchandise from our organization. We got black hoodies and sweatshirts. So if anybody want a hoodie or a sweatshirt, I think they like $30. I can't remember. But we're not gonna yo, what's good? We're not gonna list them until tomorrow, I think. She can donate some books. I can get some for you. Cause I asked her like I emailed the lady and she she called me. She's like, "Oh, Travis, this is so good. You want to do another one?" I was like, "Sure, I'll do a couple more for you." She's like, "That's so awesome. I really like the music and everything." I'm like, "Great." And so when I was asking my friend like about um, where did she want me to take the book at, I asked her too. I was like, "Yo, I may need some other books." She's like, "What kind?" I was like, "It don't matter. Like one similar to that." She's like, "Good. I got a stack of them." But she said that somebody else has a poetry book, and she's gonna let me get that one next after she gets it back. Oh. Phew. All right, we're back. Hi. Yo. Yo. Y'all seen in the news? The dude shot his two neighbors. Yo. Shot and killed his two neighbors. And then killed himself over an argument about snow. Or who was shoveling snow in the spot. Or something. Some dumbass shit. Yo. A dumbass argument between neighbors. This motherfucker got mad enough to kill these motherfuckers, yo. To kill them and then kill himself. Yo, that shit crazy, yo. Yo, look that shit up, yo. I wouldn't show this shit, but yo, you see everything, yo. I mean, you see everything.
What happened? What happened? Call 911. What happened? Justin, go get my phone. What happened? No. Are you okay? You should have kept your fucking... Who's the mom?
Snow. It was over snow or something, yo. Like they were outside shoveling. It's somewhere close by where I live at, yo. Uh, 3 dead after argument over shoveling snow escalates. A disagreement between neighbors over snow shoveling escalated to a shooting that left 3 people dead in Plains, Pennsylvania. In Plains, right? In Plains, PA. I'm gonna type in PLAN. 14 minutes. It Plains is 14 minutes from where I live at, bro. That shit like it's basically where my gym is at. In that area. Authorities said James and Lisa Goy were killed Monday after Jeffrey Spade confronted them for shoveling snow away from their parking space and onto his property. The couple lived across the street from Spade, who was later found dead inside his home from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot. Monday's incident outside Wilkes-Barre began about 9 a.m. when Spade, also shoveling snow in his driveway, walked over and told the Goyles to stop, according to a statement from the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office. The confrontation was not the first between a household, which goes into another disagreement following a snowstorm 2 months ago. The latest dispute escalated fast, and Spade walked back inside his house briefly and reemerged firing a handgun, report said. Several bullets hit the Goyles at close range, leaving them on the ground wounded but still alive, according to Plains Township Police Chief Dale Binker, who spoke to CNN. Spade then ducked inside his house again and came out with a AR-style rifle, which he also used, Binker said. As police arrived, they heard a single shot fired from inside Spade's home. The Goys were pronounced dead at the scene. Also dead was Spade, who was unknown to the police before the deadly incident. The Goys had a 15-year-old son with autism whose grandparents are now assuming custody, according to Beaker, who added that the investigation was closed. Over a parking spot? All right. Shot over parking spot.
To sin are sometimes.
It's Friday. It's Friday. Did anyone download that Clubhouse app?
Look, I'm just standing here. I want that one, man. Yes, I do. So, but I love poetry. Like I said, it's a way to express the angst in your spirit. Before the happiness, poetry is something I mean, I would love to paint that was made by someone who makes me love. Or makes me art. I would love that. And painting, I have a true appreciation for art in all forms. I do. Biggest win that you've had for the week, or even if it's just a big win for today. It doesn't have to be a big win. As long as you have a win, it's big and it should be celebrated. So it could be personal or professional. We're asking if you want to share, feel free to share. Miss Alexandra, do you want to share today? Hey, my win. Hold on, I'm sorry. Not Alexandria, the lady at the top. We have someone in the room that has a name similar to yours. Hey, Alex. Hey, Charlene. Oh, finally we're in a room together. I know. I'm stalking you, girl. I found you.
Yo.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you.
Leave quietly. It has a good title. It says inspire, collaborate, educate, elevate, the biggest wins. But it's all women in there. It's like I was the only guy in that chat room just now. I was like, no thank you. No thank you, ladies. It's like all women in there. I was scrolling up like there's no guys in there.
I think like 2 or 3 years, but yeah, and I hear you about the rejected thing, and now like I actually questioned her about it. And
But this is the room I like the best right here. Visual artist, the art lounge. This shit is the dopest shit, yeah.
So in her mind, like anything that was art had to challenge public perception, had to make people, or it has to open up a conversation or a question. If it did not open up a conversation or a question, it was not art. That was the simple.
In that case, I should be calling myself art because I'm constantly challenging public perception every single day.
And also, that the word art is broad. So if we're back to talking about fine art again, maybe, but to say you're not an artist, that was huge, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you get the academia in it, and then you can research. Even listening to her, I think me growing up in South Africa and learning art, it's not that difficult. Like even in architecture, like what makes us a star architect, right? It's like these kind of super, like it's like a fine artist. Either you're gonna be like someone that does really crazy things, like right? Someone that trained under a master and under another master, and like you've developed your skill and you can do like be more like your work style. So education is not. It's like for me anyway. Like I didn't even need to date her to not consider myself an artist just because of how academia is taught and like in school. Like that's all you're really. That's put in front of your face. You don't really see. Anything else out of that spectrum is not really put into the category of fine art or respected art. It's more like like revolutionary art or like ethnic art or like modern art, pop art. It's like it's never taken as into the world of like elitist kind of super serious art. And that's always been an interesting. Even without dating her, I've always already thought like whatever I do is not really considered art. It's more like this niche shops, like cheaper version of it, which is weird because not that I knew the best value, because personally I was like, okay, you guys can keep those. Like when I went to the Louvre, I was like, cool. Like for me, it was crazy to look at. Something that always bothered me that I found really mad is if you've ever been to the Louvre, you will see like the Mona Lisa on one side, right, which is like some tiny ass painting. It's like got all of this glass and everything in front of it, and behind it you've got this painting that's the Battle of Thermopylae. It's like the entire wall of the background. But when you're standing in the Louvre, nobody's looking at this gigantic ass painting. Like everybody's just staring at this tiny ass like Mona Lisa. I just found it so frustrating. Because I'm like, in every single way, this other painting behind it is better. Like I'm just speaking from the characters to like even from like in every sense, like the detail, the paintings, the characters, the story, the history, the everything. But that painting, just because of where it's situated, put next to the greatest quote unquote fine art piece, like nobody even looks at it. And I just found that to be like such a bittersweet. And for me, I don't know, man. I've always seen comic book artists. As a kid to this day, I've always looked at like really incredible comic book artists as my favorite kind of art personally, and like anything that's like super fancy that never took to me. So I feel like these gatekeepers, they make the definitions, but we as normal people, we don't buy into it. But unfortunately, as Amrit said, like that's where the money trade is, and I guess where all the media attention is. So they get to kind of make the public definitions and what we're taught in textbooks, I guess. But that will change, actually. Like academia and like what we think now will not be the same in 5-10 years. And you can see that as an example, right? It's like science has evolved and we've learned way more, and a lot of things that people thought were true are not. Also, I think just culture and the way it's driven. And I mean, look at fashion, right? And how it's evolved. And now, streetwear is high-end fashion, and hip-hop has trickled into everything. And before it was just so small and not looked at by everyone. And I think that will happen too with art. Like, I mean, kids that grow up digitally, kids that grow up making pixels in video games and changing avatars. I think that'll all change. That to me, like, I mean, and this is just more from like a tech startup side. Like, I think that's also going to change like how we approach the world. And you can do more because there are the tools out there. And if you're making it and you're seeing it a certain way, you're not going to follow what's traditionally been done or said, especially from a book or a text that is almost outdated as soon as it gets printed.
Yeah, pretty much everyone needs to be humble in that idea. You grew up at all in the 90s. You didn't see where we are today. There wasn't barely even internet, so we don't know what's next. So staying open-minded and humble.
Yeah, definitely. I think what's really interesting is that it is changing though from an academic point of view. There are individuals and artists who didn't study fine art at university who are helping change the modules and seminars and actually writing the degree. You know, and I'm quite proud of the fact that I've done a lot of work in that side as well. I'm working with 3 or 4 universities in the UK to rewrite the fine art degree from scratch. You know, I find that absolutely hilarious because I've received so many passive-aggressive emails from quote-unquote fine artists over the last 4 years who have questioned why I've had X amount of exhibitions, why I've been published here, why I've sold this, like, why. My response always to these individuals are, when's the last time you shared your process? When's the last time you shared a bit about yourself? And the response is always the same. Why would I share my secrets? Why would I do this? Well, why would I do that? They should come to me. And then I'm like, instantly, there you go. That's the reason why.
I was just talking about this yesterday, Amrit. Someone was like, well, why would I share behind the scenes of my photo or video process? And I had to explain, and maybe this will help some folks, is that really you're not giving away secrets, and you're not holding yourself back. You're actually forcing yourself to innovate. So if you give away your process, you have to innovate and find a new way to go about your process. That's how I would frame it.
I love that.
It's an investigation. It's a practice. I tried this material and it didn't work. Now I'm using this. Now you know why.
It's also understanding how to articulate your process by sharing your process. You know, a lot of creatives never talk about the process, so they don't know how to articulate that as well.
I do it.
Matthew, you were right at the bottom of my screen. I just had to pull to refresh. I was like, I recognize that voice. Who's that voice?
I do a live YouTube stream almost every time I'm in the studio, just for creatives and artists and even people who aren't artistic. They said that like 85-90% of the viewers who watch the old Bob Ross painting show never even painted. They just like to watch him and listen to his voice. So I figure like I can kind of do the same thing. And if anybody tunes into my YouTube channel, you can see my entire process from beginning to end, how I build a painting, how I go about sketching and adding my colors and layering everything. Like you say, there is no secret to it. You just share your process with people. And I'm actually live on YouTube now, so thanks for the free content, everybody.
Hello, Travis's followers and viewers. Welcome. No, but that's true though, Travis. So what you're saying though is you're sharing your process, but nobody else can produce your work but you. You know, if I try to do your work, it'll be completely different. So the fact that you're sharing it is brilliant. Not only is it good for you because you're learning how to do public speaking, gain confidence, talk about your process, interact, and also multitask, but you're documenting your entire process, which helps when it comes to copywriting and IP. And at the same time, you're showing your expertise in a specific medium. So there's so much that comes out of it, not just I'm sharing my behind the scenes, Travis. So yeah, it's awesome.
It's also showing like you're a real person and this is who you are. And if people can connect to you on a person-to-person level, they'll want to follow you. They'll want to follow you. They'll want to support you because now you're real. You're not just whatever it is that you've put out. You've brought them into your world.
Right.
You know, something else to consider as well as part of sharing processes. Thinking about younger artists, those who don't feel comfortable sharing their work or getting feedback, that seeing others who are professionals or otherwise feel comfortable enough to share some of theirs, I think it provides an opportunity for some of these folks to become more involved, to share their process, to better understand that others are going through some of the same struggles when it comes to creating as well. You know, one of the things that I wanted to touch back on was the conversation around what is fine art, what is not fine art. And I think it's completely fascinating when I hopped into that particular conversation. But what I'm curious to learn is, as we were having this discussion, for, let's say, younger artists who are hopping into this, what could we do from our end to help, let's say, underrepresented communities to surface their artwork, to help elevate some of these communities and the art that they do? I'm just outside of DC, so as an example, some of the communities within there. So more broadly, I'm just curious if anyone might have any thoughts around that.
Firstly, it's just like letting us, I think for the most part, I think I'll speak on my behalf, but even knowing that we like opportunities, grants, like better education, There's so much. I think for me, it's like not even knowing that the possibility is there. How do we get people to know? First, we need more people like us standing in those spaces, right? And that we look up to, and that it's not they aren't just anomalies that kind of come through. But also, I think the whole educational, like, I'm glad Amrit's in it and he's been talking about it. But it is about like I don't know what the word is, but like revamping the educational system, because we all learn the same things. Like, I've learned the same things. Probably every single one of you lot have learned in school, you know, and I went to a military boarding school in South Africa. So I feel like just like history books need to be written. If we're really gonna like try and do, like, it's so irritating for me as a person of color to have learned the wrong history. Like, you lot know how like frustrating that is, and how my entire life narrative has somewhat been a lie, just because the books that that spread across the world are all feeding a narrative, and art for me seems to be this exact same thing. So one of the biggest ways, I think, is just like changing the education and what's actually in the textbooks, that we all kind of get programmed throughout our entire lives.
Facts. I've been painting for about 10, 11 years now, and I really didn't know about art grants until like probably like 3 years ago that you can actually apply for an art grant, and if you uh, have a really good description of your project and how it's going to add value to your community, they will pay you to create art. Like say, but if the education isn't there, if you aren't aware of these opportunities, then certain communities and demographics get shut out of major advancements for their art, for themselves and their careers as an artist.
It's really sad. Education as a whole doesn't value art. And then when there are art schools in like the lower grades, and I'm talking about college, visual art is no longer valued. Things like dance and music and theater come before visual art. So I'm not understanding why that beginning form of time is so disrespectful.
Yo, and to my man from South Africa, I couldn't catch your name when you were speaking, but definitely check out some of my stuff, like my profile picture, my reader series. It's all about education. Like you say, we go through our entire public education and get miscued history. But so I've been on the selective reading assignment for myself for the past 7 years of trying to re-educate myself, and I implement all of my source material and literature into my art to try to help educate the viewers of the art.
I love that, man. I'm definitely going to check it out, cuz.
I just want to get Mar Dixon, who's just joined the stage. She's definitely a troublemaker. She's written that in her bio, but she also works in museums and art galleries, so I'd love to get her opinion. Mar, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to add on to the fact that like museums and art galleries can't always purchase what they want at this point, but they are always out there looking for new energy, and they are seeing the new energy, and so don't give up on them. Yeah, please. I know they're a bit of a thing right now, and I get that, but don't give up on them. They are still passionate about purchasing items and finding out new talents and how they can get new talents, and with the pandemic, on how to deal with that is a strange idea, but we are getting there. We are trying our best. So I can't help you personally, but just try to keep going.
Hey Mark, so your class as a museums influencer, and you're well known in other museums and art galleries industries. What advice would you give to? Because we have a lot of young artists on the stage, up and coming people who've been even creating art for a long time. What would you recommend? What advice would you give to them on getting their work in galleries?
Yeah, I'll just keep trying, keep reaching out, because the main problem that we're having right now with this whole sector, and sorry for my voice because it's a bit, I have a cold, is that they are dealing with the pandemic. They're also dealing with not knowing how to deal with new things coming in, but they're very aware that new things are coming in, and that we need to be on board with the fact that the collection of 2020 and 2021 is going to look very different than anything else that we've ever seen. and we need to curate that. We need to get that into any kind of exhibition that we can have, whether it's online or whether it's in a building. So just when you're talking to museum people, I think you need to talk to them not as the passionate person that is behind the art, but rather why the art needs to be seen for the future.
Mara, I have a question. Hi, Courtney at the top. Why does it seem like boards of museums, just from your perspective, are not artists?
Who the hell knows? And sorry for apologize.
No, I like that song.
But I think it depends on what country you're involved in. So, because I work internationally, it's in the States and in other countries, it's usually the money that's involved in it, and then usually it's the prestige in other countries, and then other times it's just volunteering. But you need to really figure out that backbone of what they're going for, and it's not always right. That's why I call myself a troublemaker, because I will call them out. I don't work in the museum sector as such, but I get really annoyed with them. And I'll call them out. But you guys need to. I think the thing with me is they can't fire me because they don't hire me. So, as an artist, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to do anything. My deal is to protect culture as an asset for future generations.
That was a good answer. Thank you.
Thanks, Mar. It's always good to see you. I've had the pleasure of meeting Mar in person a few times. I can't remember when was the last time we met. When was it? Last year? TikTok event. Oh yeah, it was. No, it was. Oh yes, it was at the Tate Gallery. Is that you? Yeah, the Tate.
Was it Tate or was it the mayor's office?
I can't remember. I can't remember. But no, it was good seeing you as well.
It was wine.
I think definitely, Mar, you'll be a good addition to this group because you've got a lot of knowledge inside, and I think definitely be involved. Now I saw you raising your hand for so long. I don't know, I just missed it. There's another artist here who's also from America but lives in Shropshire as well, called MJ. I think you should definitely connect with her as well. She's not here, I don't think, but she's usually in this group as well.
Great. Definitely. I'm just learning about this. I've been 2 days in, and I'm like all in right now.
You're addicted. I will say though,
at the top, click on Artist Lounge, the little hat on the green house there, and join.
I will say though, I love museums. Like just going to them. Like I mean, I don't know about all of you, but just like being there, you feel different by what you're surrounded by. But
for sure.
like no sound and just like looking and walking. I mean, I go there just to work and talk to people at times, given some of the things that I'm doing. But yeah, favorite.
Oh yeah, no. Because I don't like museums, and I got involved in this whole industry because I just learned to take my daughter there, and I was like, hey, it's a cool thing for my kid and I to do. I live in Shropshire, which was mentioned, but it's in the middle of nowhere, so I had to go to London, and then next thing I kind of was just like, I like that, I don't like that, and I was kind of blogging about it and kind of saying what I liked about things, and it kind of exploded from there. However, what I'm not liking right now is how collection of artists and new artists, as yourselves, contemporary artists, are having a very difficult time because the turnover is so high right now. It's not even funny. We don't know who has the permission to buy stuff or to do stuff or to make things move or to do the next exhibition. And the person that you're talking to might be gone by tomorrow. And that's what's making me nervous right now. Not for me, because like I said, I don't get it.
what was I came in at the tail end of the question that you guys posed. It was, you asked about something about underrepresented artists. Can you guys go back to that question?
The shade is so hard right now.
I think it was right.
Hold on. I think Amr's gone. 1 second. I just put him up.
Hey guys, someone just kicking me back to the audience. That's not cool. You know, like whoever keeps kicking people back to the audience, that's not cool. You know, we don't do that here. That's I think 3 times or 4 times it's happened to individuals. Like whoever's doing that, that's not cool.
Amrit, I think it's the app. It's been happening to me a lot.
How is it?
Wait, what's going on? Like,
that's what I was gonna ask too. No, just randomly throughout the day, like we've just been kids, like, because basically the problem with making people moderators is everyone gets the same power, right, or the app or whatever. But basically, while we were talking, we've just been like kicked out of the stage and onto the audience. I don't know what's happening. Like someone in other groups, people just do it to troll sometimes, but I guess you guys are saying it's a bug. I don't know.
I think it may not be a bug. I think a person might have done it, and when they click on somebody and they're not good at moderating, they move them to the audience. And for people who are in this space, there are a lot of moderators, and I think that's because this room has been going on for days. So there's like this night shift, day shift, all kind of shifts, and when we're all in here together, it's packed up.
Let's peek.
Yeah, I don't know. I think let's keep track of it, because if it is someone moving people down for whatever reason, then I would say Amrit, Ham, Thomas, whoever, you guys, Craig, Ali, Karen, like folks can stay up, and then we can start resetting that mod aspect. Because if it is that, that is totally not what we want in here.
Hey, do y'all think it has anything to do with reloading the page? Because I know that I reload the page every now and then.
I think the app is just a little bit overwhelmed, because even when like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon did their talks, it kept kicking Elon off the stage. It's just the app.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? What are you guys working on today?
I need to sleep for a little bit, but it was nice meeting you all. And if you guys have any questions or need me for anything, just let me know. It was nice meeting you.
I definitely followed you. Take care.
Nice meeting you. Have a good one.
Get better.
Wait, you guys. Before everybody was talking about the mod thing, Kel had asked a question. Did anybody know the answer to it? What was the question?
He was asking what was the question, and I didn't know, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah, me either. That's why I was kind of silent on it.
Yeah, we've been going around like all kinds of stuff. What is fine art? And,
right.
I forgot. It's been, freestyle.
And I heard something about underrepresented artists, but I don't know. Like, I didn't hear the beginning of it. I just came in on the tail end of it.
Oh, right. So Justin, I think someone was asking how could we support underrepresented artists, if I'm correct. Was that the question from like 10 minutes ago?
Oh, like, share our content.
Yeah, it was something around that, because I there was a point I was about to bring up, like with Canada. By the way, I don't want to spin this conversation again in a weird space, but I think what made it kind of tough for us to talk about it is we weren't clear on what the support means, right? Like, for example, if we put our art on Instagram, thousands of people can see it, hundreds of people. Or is it you need to be in a museum or local gallery? So it may make it a little bit easier to discuss some of these things if it's framed a bit, because my end-all be-all answer was we need to change who the gatekeepers are for the costly art, the stuff that costs a lot, if we change them. And then I was going to call out Matthew, because looking at how Canada works is pretty amazing, that they have grants that everyone knows about and they really support the arts movement. But I'm not aware of how many new cars it created. And I have no idea who's taking a bath in that.
You take that bath, Wiley.
No, you hear the water? It's not me.
Yeah.
Hey, Virginia,
it was
can you mute your mic?
I tried
Oh.
to mute it, but it didn't work well. So it is the
man.
app that's glitching out for sure.
Wiley, I was so excited for a moment that you were demonstrating some solid self-care. Take care of yourself on a Friday. Yeah, you have a lot of grants here. I'm not sure, Wiley, that everyone knows about them. But at least when I am talking to a younger artist, I do mention that they can look into grant writing, and there are many leaders in our community who are very generous with their time and will help them write their first grant. I'm not sure what the grant landscape is in the United States, and also state to state. I'm sure it's different. So here in Ontario and Canada, we have quite a few grants. I'm not sure about the difficulty of actually getting that grant, though.
Yeah, I met a few people. My mind was blown. It was like, so-and-so's doing a film. This other person's making weird music. Like, it was just insane. The people I kept running into that were getting grants. By the way, I don't mean like they got $1 million, but, it was ranging anywhere from like 10,000 to like hundreds of thousands. Serious.
I'm sorry for my ignorance. I'm like really new to trying to, get into the painting world. If you don't mind, could you explain like what a grant is? And I've also been hearing the word residency, and I think I have an idea of what they are, but I don't understand the concept.
A grant is free money. If you have a proposal for an artistic endeavor that your like local art council can approve, it's basically free money.
Are you like signing though like a contract that like, okay, you're gonna give me this money, right? I'm gonna have to come up with X, Y, and Z, right?
No, all you need is a business proposal that says
Sometimes you can just request money. Like there's a lot of grants right now for artists who have like lost work due to COVID or who need a little bit more just money to help them get through a project. You can submit grants for a specific project that you want to work on. You can submit grants for ideas that you just need a little bit of funding to explore, but you don't actually know exactly what you want to do. It kind of just depends on the program, and same with residencies. Like, a residency can be a program where you are going in to do something very specific, and you maybe have to produce a body of work by the end of it. Or it can be as simple as just a funded art space that lets you come in and explore new ideas for free.
And then
some of those residencies are epic, like Kehinde Wiley's residency of the Black Bloc Senegal residency, where they're putting them in a lavish space in Senegal in Africa, and you get to work with Kehinde Wiley.
Mm-hmm. And then some foundations offer grants. There's a local foundation where I'm at, the F. Lamont Beelan, and it's a $12,000 grant that they offer annually. And so I applied for that. So it's just, there's all kind of things out there. All you got to do is like Google in your local area, your arts council and local art foundations, and see what kind of funds they have available.
Thank you all so much for answering my question. I think you guys did a good job, and I understand much better now.
Can you imagine being whisked away to make art in an amazing space?
Is there anything to like just avoid when you're like writing into grants? Like, is there any like red flags, like maybe that's not a good grant for me kind of thing?
So they're so different. I think just reading the description and figuring out, whether that grant is like good for you, because they're sort of put on by different foundations, organizations, nonprofits, and these arts organizations, and they usually post them up on their website. And another website is Alliance of Artist Communities. You can go there and find descriptions of grants. So basically, it's kind of like they have the description and sort of what they provide. So some of them are, you have to apply and do the application fee. Some are free. Some will provide you with a stipend. Some will not. Some will provide you with a place to stay and transportation and sort of studio space. Some will not. So it's like you have to read the description and figure out exactly what the sort of benefits are for those grants and or those residencies, and figure out whether it's sort of like the right fit for you, because they're also different, like I said, because they're really just put on and organized by various nonprofits and organizations. So every organization has like different resources that they can provide the artists.
Thank you, Thomas. Is anybody working on something cool right now that you want to talk about?
I'm working on a gallery right now, a physical brick and mortar gallery, and then we just launched our VR gallery, East Denver. If you guys want to check it out, I've got the link in my bio. All the 100% of the commissions go to our nonprofit, the Black Love Mural Festival, which is an all-black art festival here in Denver, Colorado. So I hope you guys can support. Feel free to check it out and see all this crypto hype that everyone's been talking about in real life.
And shout out to Rob. He worked very hard on curating this and allowed me to be a part of it as well.
I have a question. I'm really interested to know if anybody has any information about managing artists, or this is, I guess, two-part question, or starting your own like art gallery. So I'm kind of wanting to step into managing artists, helping visual artists, push their artwork into the world, but also I'm working on cultivating my own space as well, a gallery space. So any advice in that area would be helpful.
Make sure it's an artist you genuinely care about, because managing artists is difficult, and every artist has their unique qualities. So just make sure you know them well, and make sure you get contracts on it, because that's very important. I'm currently in a situation where I'm getting fucked over from some previous artists I was helping out with.
No, Rob.
Yo, so how they went over on you? You there, Rob?
Yeah, that was Rob.
I know you guys didn't want to stay on that topic, but I do know that Christina is. We're from Mississippi, and she's a curator at the Mississippi Art Museum. And she may have some input on, I guess, how art is received here, especially black art, because I think we've talked about this a few times, but it seemed like they only want trauma art, in a sense. That's what we call it. So I think that's something that we've talked about a few times, and I don't want to put her on the spot or anything like that.
I know Christina. Hey, Christina.
Hey, Detour.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Mississippi holding it down?
Yes.
Jackson State?
Yes. I guess I'm trying to speak to like my experience from what Kel said. Yeah, I mean, I've been working for museums, specifically the Mississippi Museum of Art, for 5 years now. And so museums are just, they're constantly changing. It's definitely like a fluid field. But I think one thing that a lot of museums are waking up to, especially since all the protests happened last year and the whole pandemic and everything, but like they're being more intentional about who they're representing. And then, with a lot of the shows that we've shown here, you know, if it's about Black artists, it's always like, whether it's about slavery or whether it's about civil rights or, you know, some type of struggle. And so, like, that's a really big thing. I think not only our museum, but a lot of museums across the nation are kind of waking up to that, you know, we need to be representing Black artists. Just about Black, you know, joy and just showing great work instead of just, why does the story, why are, you know, most curators or white people only interested in this topic if it's about Black artists. So that's a continuing like conversation me and Kel kind of talk about from time to time, and just trying to figure out how can we push the conversation forward and how can we change those things.
So what's up? So you're curating a current show at the museum right now? Christina? Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Are you doing any shows that sort of like expand the subject matter right now at the museum?
So we're working on an exhibition. It hasn't gone public yet. We're about to probably publicize it within the next maybe week or two. But it's slated for 2022. It's a huge exhibition with all Black artists. So I would give you guys more information, but I want to wait till it's in the public eye first before I just expound on it. But yes, we are working on new exhibitions there and working to expand our acquisitions committee as far as like what art are we purchasing and what art we're displaying in our permanent collection as well.
So what was it that you said you was trying to change? What you said you don't like the trauma art, or you saying when the museums just you're trying to change the specific Black art that they want down there, or the perception of Black art?
Yeah, a little bit of both. You know, like I have sat on our acquisitions committee before, and it's just I feel like there's not enough representation of Black art in our collections, but also we need to be changing who sits on that board in order to accept the pieces of artwork. So I think it's just us changing, you know, us diversifying our acquisitions committee as well, to be thinking about, you know, to make sure we look at the right art, you know, because I just feel like we don't have that many people that are just trying to expand in the way that we're thinking right now. So, and we're just trying to make sure, as far as curators, that we're not putting artwork, as far as having exhibitions, that we're just making sure that, you know, if we're showing Black art, it's by Black artists, you know, and it's not just about the struggle of Black people. How can we show work, you know, if it's about Black artists or Black people, how can we, you know, just not show just the lens of just the struggle and slavery? What else can we show about Black artists?
Can I add on to that real quick? It sounds like you're saying similar to the music industry that don't want to promote good music but promote the hoes, bitches, and drug-free music just so that we can keep us in that narrative. So it's the same thing with the art industry is doing. They've been doing that as far as taking our talent and trying to curve it and trying to keep it in a little box. And you could come with a beautiful, positive message, and they're still trying to put it in a box and take away the message and put you somewhere where you totally forget. I mean, it's part of the whole industry. So my thing is, why don't we do our own thing? Why don't we do our own? You know, we have the buyers. I mean, it's all about buyers and consumers and the people that love our art. The galleries is an established thing. I mean, they put themselves, not the galleries, the museums, and those people, not just the galleries and the museum, the ones that are on that frequency of taking our art and trying to keep it in a box. They're not for us, but they're the ones that have the most accolades because they promote themselves in that fashion, and we have to take that away from them by just doing our own thing.
Well, that's why I asked the question earlier about I guess I had a question about, you know, managing artists and having a space, like how can I, because that's what I want to do. Being in that museum space has definitely made me figure out, like, all right, this is not exactly what I want to do. How can I push that forward and, and take control in my own way. So yes, I agree.
I've been in the art game like 25 years, Christina, and I mean, shit, it's good to hear somebody like you that's in somewhere like Mississippi or anywhere in a gallery with a voice like you. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Like real talk. Shit, cause I ain't been, since I done got in the fine art game, all I done talk to is people not of my demographic with like Fam was saying, with all kind of accolades. So I mean, it's a new day for all of us. Some of us, like down there, dinosaurs out here, been waiting on some young people to get in these museums and turn this shit over. Like when they put graffiti in the museum, like what that was like 10 years ago, But so I mean, shit, it's just it feel good just hearing somebody like me, like you, that's in there already. So shit, just do your thing and you gonna change the game.
I feel like no matter what Christina decides to do, she gonna be successful with it. I mean, we have like y'all probably won't even realize we had long talks about all type of like systematic things. And it's not always negative either. But well, I'm not saying anything that I'm saying is negative. But yeah, we have a lot of discussions about a lot of systematic things. And one thing I want to say is right now she's in a rare position to be like an inside man, like an inside woman in the curating space, because that's unheard of. And it's a few other black women in those positions of power at the museum, but they still have difficulties because they're not, the top. So they still have issues with like trying to bring in other artists. And I do know that when to get to this point, it was a struggle just to get to this point. Like what she's saying about the all black artists and stuff like that, that was a struggle in itself. Like she's just, sharing the end game. I know she probably don't want to share what all she had to go through beforehand, but it's sad to me that we have to go through all this shit. In a sense, I don't know if we can cuss in here, but we have to go through all this just to get to this point, and it's probably just for Black History Month or something. So it's like, it's not just, yes, I feel like they should do this award. I hope y'all get what I'm saying.
Who was asking originally about artist management? Was that Christina?
Christina.
Yeah,
I definitely commend you on what you're doing and trying to grow. I come from a background in artist management, but in the music space. So I'm not sure if maybe I can provide some insights on that end, as far as like questions that you had about it.
The thing is, I don't honestly know the answer or the question to ask. It's just like, I have an artist here in Jackson, Mississippi that I think he's awesome, and it's just like, I just want to be able to help him. It's just like, where do I even start? Like I told him, I asked him the question, what's his end goal? Where does he see himself in the next 5 years? Like, what are his goals? And just kind of work from there. So it's just kind of like, I'm just thinking about, maybe just talking to some people locally about, having him a solo show and then inviting people just to get his work out there, just locally. But how can I do it on social media? Or I don't know. I'm just kind of like just figuring it out and just asking if there's anything directly that someone can help me with, especially with just knowing this one artist, just moving forward with him.
Christina, my name is Patricia Keenan, and I have an organization called Pigment. We're an arts collective, and our focus is on arts journalism. And I'm always a proponent of getting pieces placed about the artist, about things he's done, that they've done, or, kind of looking at what's happening around you and seeing if the work he does is reflective of some things that might be of interest for media and the like. So take a look at us on Instagram, and if you're interested in kind of getting some stories out there, just let me know, okay?
Sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Who's the artist?
Christina, go ahead.
His name is Quasi Butler. He's actually, I think, been on one of these panels before, so I'm pretty sure some of you guys may have already met him. So yeah, I recently just purchased some of his work, and I can just see, like, just from me purchasing it, he said it was one of the largest pieces he'd ever sold, and that just kind of gave him so much motivation. But anyway, I really invested in him as just a person, but of course his artwork. So I just want to see him go beyond, Jackson, Mississippi, and yeah.
I think in terms of management, I've managed core musicians and a visual artist for a while. I actually just a couple weeks ago stepped out of the music industry for some personal reasons, but within that space, I took 2 artists that had never played a show in their life and got them in a year and a half onto 7 major music festivals. 4 of those shows on a main stage set. So I think, in terms of scaling an artist, I think it's pretty similar to the art space, just because I was managing my own art career at the same time and seeing those parallels. I think, what you said you started doing is really important. I think the first thing you have to do as a manager is really sit down with an artist and help them visualize their 1, 3, and 5-year goals. And then you kind of have to be that person that helps them really understand concretely what the steps are to get into that next place, so that they can just be focused on creating the content that they need to get to that place. And then on top of that, I never really did manage their social media. I would, had access to it and would post for them when it was necessary, but I found that the most important thing you can do as a manager is to be their social network. The artists that I worked with were able to grow their careers incredibly quickly because I was doing a lot of production work and also hosting a lot of art galleries for a lot of major music festivals. So I was using my position outside of their manager as leverage to help get them into these spaces. So for you, for example, just holding other positions in other places is a really great way for you to leverage your power in order to get this artist into those spaces. And then it kind of circles back to you, because once that artist starts to gain a reputation, it gives you the credibility you need to then reinforce your career and go back into places and have that kind of stamp of approval of, like, yes, this person knows what they're doing. And then on than that, I think the other most important thing that a manager does is contracting. So I taught these kids how to file taxes, how to copyright their music, how to get their music onto all the mainstream platforms, how to understand their SEO and the breakdowns of all of the data that they were getting in terms of what these numbers mean on Spotify or SoundCloud or wherever else, helping them understand what they legally own as artists and what they're entitled to, and then teaching them how to leverage those things on their own for moments that I couldn't be there for them. And I think all of those things helped them grow super quickly and helped them become really independent artists on their own. But I think, like, contracting and just, like, planning and staying on top of those things is kind of the most important thing that an artist needs from a manager.
Okay, thank you. That was very helpful.
Oh. Damn.
I'm so stoked that you're taking that on, Christina, because I think that a lot of artists need people like you in our lives to sort of, like, help us, like, figure out where we're going and everything. So I'm definitely proud of you for that one.
Thank you. You know how passionate I am about art in general, but about where I live. So I just want to be able to help. Even if you're not from where I'm from, if there's anybody, on the panel or that has questions about museums or art or anything, I'm here to be a resource to anyone. So thanks everybody for answering all my questions.
Do you work for a specific museum, or do you work for, like, a couple of them?
So it's the only fine art museum in the state of Mississippi, actually. Yeah. So it's one of the largest.
You was cut out for a minute, Christina.
I think you keep muting yourself. Christina.
She's for the Mississippi Art Museum. I think that's what she was saying. The only fine art museum in Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was using my AirPods, so I don't know why it was changing. But yes, for the Mississippi Museum of Art here in Jackson.
Okay. Do we have any music producers in here by any chance?
Yeah, boy. What's good?
Feel free to introduce yourself.
I mean, I was wondering if that was a question because I'm mostly my main breadwinner is obviously doing digital art, but one of the biggest passions is producing. And I'm a trained audio engineer and music producer, and kind of I don't know what to say. I guess I make music.
Okay, that's cool.
Were you asking for a specific reason, Des?
I was asking because I just want to go and just listen to different, artists who are trying to, or not trying to, but just making different music, just to kind of hear them out and just see what they were doing.
Fine. Sorry, go ahead, Bo.
Oh, no, I was going to say I make music too, but when he said music producer, I never say anything when they say that, because I'm assuming they mean, producers who produce for, a lot of different artists, right? I feel like that's, usually the terminology. I don't consider myself a producer when I'm doing it for myself.
Nah, Mo, if you make beats for yourself, you're a producer. You don't have to be making beats for Drake to be called a producer. You have to be 40.
Yeah, if you mix music, you're a producer.
Okay. Well, yeah. Shawty, a little fetus producer for herself.
Is there a link on your Instagram to your music or anything?
Yeah, literally, if you go to the link in my bio in my IG, because I just yeah.
Momo, big up yourself. Come on.
Tomorrow?
What? I'm chilling.
Mo, big up yourself.
Yo, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
You want to go do that?
Okay, look, fine. Okay, look.
I'll get you a
I'm
phone
a great
case.
singer and I rap. I do it as a hobby, but I love it, and I'm actually the shit. But I be busy with work, and so I don't put out that much. But it's flames. Okay.
She has her own video game.
That's what we talking about. That's
Momo?
Big artist energy.
Yeah,
okay. Anyways, go back to him.
Do you ever, Mo, before we get into me, do you ever do music for your video games? Like make your own shoes for your video games?
Yeah, so the first one I put out, that was me and a friend. For the Hair and All one, we made that track. For the game that we made for Hulu, we chiptuned.
No. Alright, guys, we're gonna cut this stream short. I'm gonna run to the mall and grab some little items real quick.
It closes at 7.
The mall closed at 7?
Yeah.
What time is it?
5:20.
Oh, we gotta go now. I gotta get dressed.
I would think they would close at 8.
It's Friday though, but it is COVID. But still, it's the fucking mall.
I mean, yeah, but even the Dollar General is open till goddamn 8 o'clock. Walmart is open until 10. Wegmans is open until 10.
When I had to ship off those brush holders the other day, I tried to do it early in the morning. So I went to the mall because there's a post office at the Scranton Mall, and I went there like 9:30. Even the post office wasn't open. They wasn't shit in the mall open at 9:30 in the fucking morning. Not even the post office. I was like, how the post office not open at 9:30?
That's what blows me.
It's nice.
But Wegmans is like universal. They open at 6 a.m.
6 o'clock,
close
yeah.
at 10.
How the grocery store open and the post office ain't
Wegmans
open?
used to be open until 12, and I'm pretty sure the one in Maryland stays open until 12.
And it's not that far from my job, but I was like, damn, I gotta come back to the
Well, even like I'm looking at these, like looking for other quote unquote malls, and this Arena Hub Plaza, which is not a mall, it's like a shopping street.
That's the Walmart, ain't it?
Best Buy, Staples, yeah. But the thing is, all that shit don't close until 9. So it's like, how does the mall close at 7?
Because COVID stays in the mall until 8:30, so you gotta get out early.
Right. Oh, Walmart does close at 8:30. I gotta take that.
Yeah, why I say 8:30? That's the COVID cutoff point. The COVID cutoff. All right, all I gotta do is fill in this damn floor.
And then it says mall, but it's not really a mall. It's like a shopping plaza. Like, it's not a mall.
No.
Like, it says Dixon City Crossing, right? So I'm like, oh, it must be, it's kind of far. It must be a mall. This shit is showing me a Gable Brothers, like.
No, Dixon City is, Dixon City is called the Crossings?
This is what this is called. It says the shopping mall, but they're only showing Gabe's and Home Depot.
No, that's something else. No, the Dixon City Mall is called something. Called something else. The Viewmont Mall. That's what it is. It's called the Viewmont.
March they close to 7 too. Oh, they close at 8.
The Viewmont? That's a
Further drive.
yeah, it's on the other side of the street. If you want to go there, you know that.
I mean, the one that closes at 7 is around the corner, so it's kind of
Yeah.
the same thing.
You might as well make it one closer. Yo, y'all need to get the Clubhouse app. So next Friday, I'm telling you, man, Friday evenings we'll have a Clubhouse app chat. Thirsty as shit. After work stream done. I'll probably do an early morning stream. The gym don't open until 7 on the weekends. I feel like I'll be waiting all morning to go to the gym on the weekends. I don't like that shit. I be so used to going there at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Like waiting to 7 just seemed like I can get so much shit done before 7 o'clock. So I did legs today. So I probably won't go to the gym in the morning. So if you guys are up, I'll probably do an early morning stream. And then, like I said, I got to drop that painting off at UPS. And then I got to be at City Hall by 11:30 so we can get ready for our flag raising ceremony. And I thought I was going to have a TV interview tomorrow, but nobody came through for that. So after the flag raising ceremony, I just come home and do some more painting like I always do. Yeah, this piece is coming along nicely. Coming along nicely. Hey, always appreciate the company. Thanks for chilling with me for a little while. Catch you guys next time.